Would you look at that? Wait, where's the rest of it? Well, that's not good. Wire nuts. That's actually not so bad. Hey everyone, Ed here at Wingit Airfield. Today I'm at the Wingit Airfield HQ hangar and we'll be inspecting this broken mini excavator. I'll be checking it from top to bottom, putting together a squawk sheet, and anything that needs attention or repair. If you enjoy this kind of hands-on content, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. All right, let's jump into it. We're going to start this inspection back here in the engine compartment. Start with the lifeblood of the engine oil. Engine oil is full. We're good to go on the engine oil. Next, we're going to go right above it here. We're going to check the air cleaner. Give this wing nut a little turn. Let's hope I don't drop it. Don't drop it, don't drop it. Oh, there's a washer on there. That air cleaner looks fantastic. So, this engine only has 17 hours on it. We'll get that installed when we go back. Next, I'm looking in here, another broken wire. I'm going to trace that, and that connects back here. So I should be able to put some heat shrink on this wire. Here's a radiator overflow. We do have a new hose for that. So no water in the fuel water separator. And right around the corner here, there's the hydraulic fluid. Hydraulic fluid is full. Next, we'll check the coolant in the radiator. Here's the coolant. Aha! You see the top of the fins. That could be why it was having some overheating problems. I'll put the cap back on. We'll note that we need coolant. The previous owner, see the wires, the previous owner said that mice to get in, so there's some wires. I may not be able to separate these, so I may have to tape those, but if these can separate, I should be able to get some heat shrink on those. And then the wires down here, those wires I will be able to splice and put heat shrink on those, and that'll get taken care of. And there was an ignition switch problem. So the ignition switch rotated. So this is going to require pulling this panel off. So down below, we'll get that panel pulled off and we'll see what's causing that. Behind the seat is a washer fluid reservoir, and it is empty, and we'll put some washer fluid in there and see if that works. So I'm going to turn the power on if I can, and we're going to check the lights. There we go. Luckily, that annoying tone on that flasher can be turned off and does not need to operate. And we have some lights on the front, and we have a boom light, and the boom light does not look like it's operating. Yeah, it looks like the boom light is off. So we'll look at that, turn power off. And looking at the general condition of all the hoses and lines, everything appears to be secured well, and the hoses seem to be wrapped okay. No direct hose chafing. It's okay if the wrap chafes. And then follow the hoses up across the boom. Everything seems okay. This cotter pin, you got to be careful working. So these should be curled back so you don't have sharp edges. That's an easy fix with a pair of needle nose pliers. Let's take care of this overflow tank. So inside the overflow tank, you'll see a hole there. So that's going to be the overflow from the overflow tank in case everything expands, the coolant expands. So the line that goes to this tube is what you want to connect to. So as the engine heats up and the coolant heats up and expands, it will flow into the tank, and then we're just going to slide this up here. So I actually have quite a bit. Get the razor knife right about there. This tube will be used for the overflow, so that'll allow it to flow down. And this tube, the old piece is still on there. There we go. Put the new hose on here. There we go. So that's back together. Let's add some coolant now. And top off the coolant without splashing everywhere. There we go. It's full. Okay, I've got this wire disconnected. Back up on the the forward side of the engine, there's a tiny little 6mm nut for this terminal end. So I found the correct size heat shrink. I'm going to slide this over this cut here, get that protected. Put the heat gun out, crank it up. There we go. And shrink it down. Some people use a lighter. I prefer a heat gun, and there's no burning. And there we go. All protected. I'll get it back installed. Okay, so these wires here, I was able to pull them out. But to get small enough heat shrink on these little wires over top of this connector, it's not gonna work. So since it's only the purple wire and a little bit of black right there, I'm gonna wrap these with some electric tape. There we go. These wires can get tucked back in their little hole, just like new. These wires down here, so black goes to black, white goes to white. I'm gonna get these spliced up, trim a little bit of length off of here, and these others should be good to put into the splice. These are not in a, the only thing difficult about these is I have to reach in through the door because there's not enough room in the cab to work, and there's no panel above. It's a good thing I know how to contortion myself around, and it's going to require cheating. Putting the splice locked into the crimpers, just lightly locked to hold them, and slide it on the wire because I cannot get my other hand in here. There we go. I'm gonna have to do a half crimp at a time. It's not the most ideal. Sometimes you just got to make it work. There we go. In there. Crimp. Pull test. Secure. Get the other side crimped in. And the crimper isn't held. Like that.
Got him.
Okay, so I've got these wires spliced, and those are environmental splices, so they have been heat shrunk down. Wires will be done. Okay, I have the key switch out, and it was just what I thought. It just didn't have enough threads. The Foley seat, it's a little thick. The plastic's a little thick, so it was only catching like 1.5 threads. So I'm going to use 271 or 242. Which one do you think I should use? Think about who may have to do the maintenance down the road. 271 or 242? Put it down in the comments. I'll let you know when I'm done which I used. Hey guys, Ed here. This little white box is the heater from inside the cab. And you see a little bit of the smoke that comes on, flip it on. That smoke's going to come out of there. It's the excess manufacturing oil burning off. So I decided to take it out of the cab, hook it up to a battery, and burn that smoke off, and then put it back in. Just a little unit, low amp pole for being 12 volts, and it operates on just a couple of little CPU fans. It's enough for that little cab, so now that that's all burned off, I'll get it put back inside. Here's that little heater reinstalled in the cab. It's not very big, sits off to the right hand side there. It blows enough air that it'll keep that cab warm on some of the cold days that may be out there. And here's that AC unit. It is not a heat pump. It is an AC unit, and it operates pretty good. Hey guys, Ed here. I've got the squawk sheet, and I did the work on the mini excavator. So filmed yesterday and did not, for some reason, didn't have the audio turned on. So I've got a bunch of footage with no audio. You don't know what's going on. So right after this quick walk around, I'll throw a quick little 4 times sped up of greasing and getting everything looked at. So on the boom, there were 4 Zert fittings I had to replace. So a Zert fitting, for anyone who doesn't know, is a little port that grease will go into. It's a little fitting. Here's another one. There were 4 of those that had to get replaced. Got those replaced, and got the boom completely greased up. Also, if you remember from the review, these cotter pins were sticking out and weren't bent around. So I will show you. Those are bent around. I'm going to show you something. This is what we do in aviation. So you see how this cotter pin is bent this direction, and then it's also bent this way, except we would cut it halfway. So if you ever look at a cotter pin and you try to bend it this direction against the skinny edge, you're not going to be able to bend it, but you can bend it with the flat side. So the theory is that it is stronger and less likely for a nut to turn and bend the cotter pins. So if you ever see it put in and they're wrapped around this way, you can actually turn that nut and shear that cotter pin. A lot harder doing it this way, but anyhow, there's a little tip there. So lots of grease oozing out, all the fittings greased up. As far as the light wasn't working. It's still not working. Got to find a new battery. The battery in this one is junk. I've got another little clip of that. I will probably do a voiceover or put some text, because again, the microphone wasn't turned on. Here's the battery. Going to do a quick little test. This battery was dead when we picked the unit up. So setting it up for flooded lead acid outside of the equipment, cold cranking amps, which is 660. Once that is set, I'm going to press test. A few seconds later, it's going to show the health of the battery and that it needs to be replaced. And there it is. Inside we did have some issues with some wiring in here. And so that wire back there, if you can see, is spliced and just one zip tie holding it up. No big deal. Also, I'm going to pan the camera down here. Nice and slow. You will see all kinds of junk. And there is even, right back in there, there's even a snake skin down in there. I can't get the camera in there, it's too tight, but there's a snake skin down there. Gonna get those cleaned up. Yesterday I was showing footage of the heater. So I took the heater out and ran 12 volts through it and turned it on to burn off the oil, manufacturing oil. It smoked pretty good. So that's all burned off, it's ready to operate. The wires that were in here, tucked back down in there, they are all fixed and good to go. Hey guys, really quick. This did get finished up today. Didn't have to wait till tomorrow. So inside's all cleaned out. No more critters. There was a few big nests in there. And we actually cleaned out all the tracks and gave it a quick wash down. Got rid of the bird poop and stuff. So anyway, said I'd show you inside here after it's all cleaned out. It's all cleaned out. Tomorrow we'll put the all the cover plates on and go give it a test ride over in the junk pile. Thanks for watching. See you. Quickly. All right, in the engine bay here, overflow tubes are done. Coolant topped off in the radiator in here. Ran the engine yesterday for a good 30 minutes. Got everything nice and warm. Afterwards, if you can see the fluid, the hose for the lower radiator hose was leaking at the clamp way back in there. It's tight. I can't get the camera in there. It's too tight. But, probably a half a turn on that clamp and it snugged up. Everything was good to go there. Looking at my other list, the chewed wire, that's fixed and back on there. Air cleaners put back together. Filters look good. I did take a picture of this filter, try to find that one. And I have documents to find which filter fits this 1.5 liter Kubota. Hydraulic fluid was good. And I did run the equipment long enough for the hydraulic fluid to warm up in it, and the quantity rose up just a little bit. So good to go there. That is it. That was everything. Oh, I did run the air conditioner. I was talking about it yesterday in one of the footages, but you can't hear me because I didn't have the audio. It is just an air conditioner, not a heat pump also. So the air conditioner works. So next thing we're going to do, and we'll do a quick little short video afterwards. We want to get this one posted in the morning. So gonna wrap this up. It is a really good machine. It's in really great condition, as expected for something with only 17 hours on it. But we're gonna get underneath the floorboard cleaned up. Gonna do that by dropping the belly pan under here and get as much cleaned out of there as we can. Biggest reason is if there's ever a hydraulic leak or if water, leave the door open and it rains, all that debris is gonna hold moisture. And it's just gonna cause corrosion and stuff. So, gonna get this thing back together, get the bottom cleaned out, put the cab back together, and next time you see it, underneath will be clean and we'll be putting it to work. So, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this little mini excavator in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Invite your friends. Thanks.